If I could only have one camera, what will it be? Hey friends, Gary here, welcome to today's video, and hopefully it will never come down to this situation, but just for fun, I wanna share my thoughts about what camera will I choose if I'm only allowed to have just one camera. Anyway, here's my requirement. I'm doing both photo and video. For photography, I'll usually do travel photography and also everyday photography, so I need a camera that is capable in that regard. For video, as I'm doing right now, I need to be able to make YouTube video with this camera, and that means recording A-roll like what I'm doing right now, talking head into the camera, and also recording B-roll footages. Next requirement is that I want a camera that has the perfect balance between size, weight, image quality, performance, and of course, price. Now, without further ado, let's reveal the first choice, and that will be Panasonic Lumix G85, or one of its successor. I think the G85 and its successors are the perfect hybrid camera when it comes to both photography and also for video. Well, yes, with my particular G85, the sensor is already quite old. It's probably more than 10 years now because it uses the same sensor from GX7. But for photography, I still think that this sensor is very relevant. It's very capable. Let me show you some pictures captured using my G85, and oh my god, I love the picture quality so much. I mean, everything was just so detailed, everything was just so contrasty. I love the colors, I love the vibe that the sensor can produce, and yeah, I don't think I will have any problem when it comes to doing photography with this camera. It is very capable in terms of performance and image quality. Now, speaking about video, for recording A-roll, the G85 has some secret weapons. First of all, it has the flipping, fully articulating screen, which I definitely will need if I want to record some sort of a talking head video like what I'm doing right now. And it also has a microphone input right here, so I can use external microphone, which will usually have much better audio quality compared to the built-in microphone inside of this camera. And this is a sample of a video recorded with my G85. I'm currently using the Olympus 12-40mm f2.8 lens, as well as the Sennheiser MKE200 little microphone. So yeah, this is how it looks like, and this is how it sounds like. I think it's pretty good for a YouTube camera. If you don't need that continuous autofocus, this is more than good enough. Now, speaking about recording B-roll with the G85, this is also a very capable performer simply because the G85 has image stabilizer, in-body image stabilizer. What that means is that I can use non-stabilized lenses, usually prime lenses, and I can still create smooth, jitter-free video footages with it, and it'll just look nice, smooth, enjoyable, and also very attractive. I think that's one of the secret weapons of the G85. Other than that, I think the G85 is also a great, almost professional grade camera. I mean, it has weather sealing, so when I'm shooting in conditions that are not ideal, when it's raining outside or things like that, I don't have to worry too much. And also, ergonomics and control is just excellent with this camera. I mean, there are plenty of buttons and dials for manual control. There are some function buttons as well that you can assign to certain functions that you want to do with the camera. And also the grip right here just feels solid. It just feels so stable, and it's very enjoyable to hold the G85 for a long period of time. In a nutshell, the G85 is basically the perfect hybrid camera for both photography and for video, and it is also a pro level camera but without the hefty price tag of something like the Panasonic GH7 or OM system or M1. Now, I know I'm only allowed to choose just one camera, but allow me to provide an alternative to the G85 just so you can understand more about my opinions regarding the camera that I will choose in this kind of scenario. And that alternative camera is the Panasonic Lumix G100. Why I choose this guy? It's basically because the G100 is like the mini G85. Look at them, they look very similar. The body design is very similar, the shape is very similar, both are like mini DSLR. So yeah, the G100 is like the little kid of the G85. But anyway, G100 is still a very capable camera in terms of both photography and video. First of all, let's talk about photography. This has better sensor in my opinion compared to the G85. The G100 does have the newer 20 megapixel sensor, and allow me to share some photos captured with the G100 so you can see the kind of images that this guy can actually produce. I mean, colors and contrast, they look amazing with the G100. It has a slightly different vibe compared to the G85 because of the newer sensor. I think the G100 is slightly more contrasty compared to the G85, but nevertheless they still look very similar, very comparable, and they are both nice. I just love the photos captured using the G100. Now in terms of video, again there are two weapons, secret weapons of the G100 that not every other micro four thirds camera have, and that is again the flippy fully articulating screen and also the microphone jack, so I can use external microphone for better sound quality. And this is a sample video recorded using the Panasonic Lumix G100 with a Panasonic Leica 15mm f1.7 lens at f1.7 with the Sennheiser MKE200 microphone. So yeah, this is how it looks like. This is how it sounds like. Quite similar in terms of sound with the G85 because I'm using the same microphone. And in terms of stabilization, although the G100 doesn't have in-body stabilizer like the G85, it still does have the digital stabilization, and as long as if I'm not moving too much, then I can still get a relatively stable footage. Now for recording B-roll, unfortunately the G100 doesn't have in-body stabilizer like the G85. Such a shame. However, it does have digital stabilization which works adequately well. Not amazing like the in-body stabilizer of the G85, but in a pinch I can still use the G100 to record some B-roll videos even with unstabilized lenses. Now the G100 doesn't have weather sealing like the G85. However, the ergonomic is surprisingly very good. It does have a very generous amount of grip right here, making it very comfortable to handle this camera for a long period of time. Manual controls, although again not as great as the G85, there are still plenty of custom buttons that you can program to certain functions. You can easily change settings, ISO, shutter speed, aperture, things like that. You can access them easily with the buttons and dials available on this camera. So in a nutshell, yeah, the G100 again is like a baby G85. It has similar features but without the pro functions. Now you might be asking, hey Gary, you said just one camera, right? And there are now two cameras. So which one is it that you will choose? For me personally, if I'm only allowed just one camera for everything, photography, video, making YouTube videos, B-roll, stuff like that, travel photography, commercial photography, and making thumbnail for my YouTube videos, it will be the G85. It has everything, again as I mentioned, weather sealing, great ergonomics, in-body stabilizer, great picture quality, great video quality, microphone input, flip screen that is fully articulating, great viewfinder, all the pro features that you need for a true workhorse camera. Definitely I will choose the G85. However, for some people, now this is where it kind of get interesting because some people travel a lot, you know, some people goes from country to country, they always fly with plane once every month or something like that, frequent traveler, digital nomads. And for this kind of people, I would gravitate more towards the G100 because, you know, even though the G85 is a very capable camera and it is still a micro four thirds camera, so not actually that big or heavy, the G100 can provide you with a lot of weight saving. This is only about 200 something grams, not really that bad, especially if you put it inside of your travel backpack or something like that. Usually when we fly, we will have that 7 kg weight limit. G100 can really help you with that. Not that the G85 cannot provide you with weight saving, especially compared with other camera formats such as APS-C or full frame, but this is significantly heavier than the G100. As you can see, I think this is almost 500 grams, not including the lens. And with the G100, using more compact lenses, you can keep it way under 400 grams and still be able to capture almost anything. So in conclusion, between the G85 and G100, for a true workhorse camera, go with the G85. If you are a frequent traveler, go with the G100. Anyway, enough about me. What about you? What is your camera of choice if you are only allowed to just have one camera? Please share on the comment down below. I think this will be interesting. I'd love to read your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's have a little bit of a discussion. But anyway, that wraps up today's video. So hopefully this has been entertaining, inspiring, and also fun as well. Anyway, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. If you want to support my work even further, consider joining my Patreon membership for exclusive contents that you won't get anywhere else, tutorials, Lightroom preset, being able to download my photos for your phone's background or desktop wallpaper. Also, don't forget to use the affiliate links down below or use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel. Thank you, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.